So sprite shape is a way of distributing or laying out your sprites on the screen using a shape, right? In this case, we have a shape here, so I'm going to show you. This is a shape that has a sprite tiled on the outside and also tiled on the inside, right? Tiled on the edge and tiled in the fill. So when you have something like this, you can move it around, right? And you can change the handles of it. So how do you make one of these? So first of all, you need to make a sprite shape profile, right? Which is one of these. And you do that by going to create sprite shape profile, right? You can make an open shape or a closed shape. What we see here is a closed shape. And when you do that, you get one of these. So what you do here is you define certain angle ranges, and then you define the sprite that's going to be on the edge of the angle, right? On the edge of the shape, I should say. So you can define more than one sprite per shape, per angle range, and they can look like this, right? Or you can have more realistic looking things like rocks or grass. So that's very cool. But how have we been designing it so that you can change these in the scene? It's been a little bit harder before, and we've improved that. So the first thing I want to show you is how to select these different variants. So once you've made one of these sprite shapes, you can just drag it into the screen like this, right? And it will create a sprite shape there. Here's one that I dragged in earlier. And what you can do is you can change the shape of this object. You can add more control points, right? You can do all sorts of cool stuff. And you would use this typically to form your level. So alongside this is the idea of a collider. So you can just add a polygon collider to this, and the sprite shape will conform, the collider will conform to the sprite shape. So this is a very fast way to build levels in 2D. Maybe I'll just show you briefly the collider so you can see how that works. So I'm going to add a polygon collider 2D, and if we look at the collider, we can see that it is conforming to the shape here. Cool. So let's get rid of that. And I want to show you the variant selection. So you'll notice that when I select one of these points, like so, I can now see the sprite variant showing up here. Right? And for each of these segments on the sprite shape, we can choose a different sprite. Right? So I can select this one and put the rocks down there, or the grass, or I can select all of it and just change it into a rock or grass level, right? Like so. And if I move these around, it will adapt accordingly. Okay, so that was the sprite variant, right? The other thing that we wanted to change was the fill. So let's say that we've got this like this, right? And let's say that I'm resizing this because I'm trying to make my level. So I'll grab a few points and I'll make my level. But I want the interior, the fill of the sprite shape to adapt accordingly. So now we can do stretch UVs here, right? And I can just do that, and then I can have the equivalent of a stretch. Oops, a little bit slow down there. You can see that it's now stretching to fit into that space. Cool. And if you want more tiling, you can turn this up or down, right? This is the tiling in the sprite shape, and I can just turn that up to whatever I want. Cool. So these are the changes that we've made to sprite shape, and a very brief introduction to those of you who have never seen this feature. Okay, we've got a lot to cover, so I'm going to move on to the next section, which is animation.